Orenthal James Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder.
1995, a year marked by the sensational murder trial of O.J. Simpson. A still dark-haired President Bill Clinton was in his second year of office. And Bieber fever, not yet even a gleam in our eye. The future teen heartthrob was still only a 1-year-old. With Japan's economy steadily losing steam after the boom years of the 70s and the 80s, economists still didn't think the sun had set on Japan, including the author of Blindside, a book published that year predicting Japan would not only recover, but outpace the U.S. and rise to the #1 economy. It didn't happen.
I thought that the dollar would collapse by the year 2000. And frankly, I was wrong in that forecast.
Fast forward to 2010 and to this humbling start of the year for corporate Japan, once unthinkable from a country who many thought would be ruling the global economy by now. Toyota recalled millions of vehicles around the world because of major safety concerns, tainting Toyota's and Japan's brand of quality. Months later, China's GDP pulled ahead of Japan, pushing the country to #3. Now, after being stuck in stagnation for nearly 2 decades, Japan is being trotted out by some experts and even former U.S. President Clinton as a worst-case scenario for America's economy if the government is unable to fix its financial problems.
That's what Japan faced, and something that we have to avoid in America.
In the detail, Japan is still the best there is, but in the broad, big picture, Japan is now a has-been.
J.P. Morgan's Jesper Cole says in the headline-grabbing, high-profile areas of consumer electronics and to some extent cars, Korea, China, and Taiwan are starting to seriously compete with or even overtake Japan. Corporate Japan still had a great year in 2010, doubling earnings, but deflation and a strong currency continue to drag down the overall economy.
I think that, the #1 lesson is for policymakers to act very decisively. When in doubt, do it bigger than is really necessary. That, is a clear lesson that we've learned from Japan, because there's no question that Japanese policymaker did too little, too late all the time.
Back to Eamon Fingleton and his prediction. He says he may have been wrong about when the U.S. dollar might collapse, but the economic conditions remain. The U.S. and its currency are weakening. Fingleton says while it's too simplistic to compare the U.S. to Japan, American policymakers are wise to pay attention to Japan's recent history.
Japan has always, since the 1870s, had a clear focus on earning its living in the world by exporting, thus has been able to pay its way in the world.
But with each passing year, the country has fewer workers to make those exports. Japan is the world's fastest aging population, a problem that will only get worse for this economy as 2010 ends and the nation gets 1 year older in 2011. Kyung-la, CNN, Tokyo.